rewritten version, meaning intact, wording different. She's been facing quite a bit of criticism lately. Yes, criticism for her beige Christmas. That's right, her fully beige-themed holiday aesthetic. We even have a few old clips from the time she was still an active working royal. Honestly, the drink she showcased, I'd describe it as boiled water with fantasies. And the price? Outrageous. It's essentially hot water with a sprinkle of spices that costs $20. Nothing captures the holiday spirit like commercializing the ordinary, I suppose. She's also preparing to release her as ever holiday special on December 3rd. We got a preview, and let's just say nothing says Christmas like wandering around promoting a lifestyle brand. But one thing is clear. The royal family didn't sabotage Meghan's brand. Her jams, her candles, and her timing ended up doing that themselves. She once claimed she was forced to wear beige as a royal, so she would blend in and fade away. Yet now her entire Christmas theme is beige. It looks more like Christmas was robbed than celebrated. Then came the candle drama. Meghan reportedly discovered the Highgrove candle launch while scrolling Instagram. One moment she's admiring her carefully arranged Montecito home, convinced she's on the brink of dominating the lifestyle world. The next she sees fans raving about King Charles's tasteful, practical, affordably priced candles, selling out instantly. Meanwhile, she had posted a Christmas recipe on Instagram through her Ace Ever brand, showing herself preparing a spiced cider in her Montecito kitchen. The public didn't react kindly. The timing made everything worse. Highgrove wasn't just any brand. It represented the man who had walked her down the aisle when her own father couldn't. The same man she now keeps at a distance. And suddenly, a holiday line she had never even heard of was outperforming hers, without celebrity partnerships, PR spin, or aesthetic Instagram posts. Questions also arose about her family holiday plans. People wondered whether Archie and Lilibet would be included in Christmas festivities, since they're rarely seen and could be spending the holiday isolated at the Montecito estate, far from their cousins Charlotte and Louis, who would normally play together during the season. Sources say Meghan immediately began questioning everything. Could Highgrove's timing be coincidence? Possibly. Could it be intentional? In her mind, absolutely. Each glowing review, each sold-out product, felt like a direct insult to American Riviera Orchard. One staffer even heard her mumbling about coordinated royal interference. It wasn't only about the items themselves, it was about the optics. Royal goods outselling her so effortlessly reinforced something she might not have fully accepted. Heritage trumps hype. Highgrove doesn't need viral TikTok videos. The royal name alone builds trust. Meanwhile, Meghan's team was busy putting out fires, dealing with wickless candles, broken website links, and social media complaints. The emotional tension made everything worse. She wasn't just seeing a competitor succeed. She was watching the family she left behind demonstrate how it's properly done. That was enough to trigger hours of calls, messages, and strategy meetings, all revolving around one question. Why did this happen? Inside the Montecito mansion, the mood reportedly shifted. Staff never knew how she would react next, since to Meghan, this wasn't business. It was personal. Her team had to be extremely cautious, offering suggestions without being mistaken for informants. When she saw Highgrove candles trending online, Montecito apparently transformed into a crisis center. This wasn't a simple competitors exist situation. It was warfare. Every candle purchased was viewed as sabotage. Each review was interpreted as a deliberate insult. Every Instagram post praising functional, affordable royal candles became evidence of a plot against her. Sources say she immediately fell into connect the dots mode. Suddenly, every minor setback, every website glitch, every unhappy customer was, in her mind, another part of a royal strategy meant to undermine her brand. But here's the reality. Royal Christmas merchandise has existed for decades. Sandringham, Balmoral, Buckingham Palace, they've all been selling candles, jams, cookies, and ornaments long before Meghan ever lived in Montecito. Highgrove wasn't copying her. They likely didn't even register her launch. They were simply continuing a long-standing tradition. Nonetheless, Meghan insisted it wasn't tradition. It was targeted sabotage. Her team tried gently reminding her that the timing could be coincidental or simply seasonal. She dismissed it, calling it coordinated royal interference. Every glitch on her website, every review mentioning candle issues became, at least to her, a coded message from Buckingham Palace. And now, instead of building momentum, they're scrambling to remake everything from scratch. Luxury industry observers watching from afar must have been amused. In business, the smart play is simple. Study your competition. See what succeeds. Adjust accordingly. But Meghan, she jumped straight to the conclusion that the monarchy itself was conspiring against her. Every Highgrove candle that sold out fueled the story she told herself. Every positive comment about their reasonably priced, high-quality candles felt like further confirmation that centuries-old tradition was being strategically deployed to undermine her 60s outdoor mishaps. On her end, she promoted her spiced holiday cider, a mix of Australian cinnamon sticks and lemongrass, presented as the ultimate festive drink. But there was more. Meghan Markle had pivoted again, now trying to push scented candles. Yes, she recently expanded into yet another product category. Insiders say staff were mentally exhausted. Offering suggestions without triggering suspicion was nearly impossible. Proposing a price change or pointing out a quality issue could result in hours of emotional fallout. The wickless candle debacle became the perfect symbol of the problem. Glittery marketing means nothing if the basics don't function. In the battle between pedigree and hype, heritage wins effortlessly. Meanwhile, Meghan continued insisting everything was elegant and festive, while Highgrove quietly sold out stock with zero drama. No tantrums, no PR crises, just steady sales and satisfied customers. But in Meghan's perspective, each success was further proof of a coordinated attack. She saw rivals everywhere. Each unsold item was, to her, evidence of sabotage. In her mind, the royals weren't competitors. They were covert operatives, all while others outside the situation were thinking the obvious. Maybe just fix the wick issue. Meghan currently offers only 2 candles for purchase on her website. And she believed she could just step into the luxury market, sprinkle some celebrity glamour on top, and instantly become the reigning queen of fragrance. $64 per candle, glossy packaging, Instagram-perfect photos. The full Montecito fantasy. But here's the reality no curated photo shoot can mask. She entered a market she didn't understand. Luxury goods rooted in tradition operate differently. Royal brands don't merely sell a candle, they sell legacy, reliability, and built-in trust formed over generations. Highgrove products didn't arrive with missing wicks. Their website didn't glitch. Their customer service actually worked. Their success didn't require influencer posts or viral videos. Centuries of reputation do the work for them. Meghan offered stylish boxes and a pricey lifestyle aesthetic. That was all. Those close to the situation say she simply couldn't accept the truth. Negative feedback, poor sales, online criticism. None of it registered as consumer response. To her, it all signaled disloyalty or sabotage. In her mind, she didn't fail. The royals simply outperformed her. The institutional advantages of quality, consistency, and heritage felt unfair. Staff members tried soft suggestions. Evaluate product quality, lower prices, inspect the wicks, run website tests. But each attempt was met with sighs, suspicion, or full-blown theories about palace interference. One former employee compared it to trying to teach someone algebra while they believe the numbers themselves are plotting against them, all while Highgrove continued operating seamlessly, selling products that people already trusted, just as they've done for decades. No hype, no reels, no panic. The emotional core of Meghan's frustration wasn't only losing sales, it was recognizing a deeper truth. Heritage can't be bought. No amount of celebrity endorsements, curated photos, or PR work can replace centuries of credibility. Highgrove had something she couldn't manufacture: authenticity carved from history. Meanwhile, the wickless candle saga spiraled online. Each video, each meme cut deeper into the image she was trying to build. The public watched while Meghan paced the halls, insisting each royal breath was part of a plot against her. And that's when things escalated from annoyance to a full Montecito meltdown. Sources say that when Meghan saw Highgrove trending, the estate morphed into a chaotic crisis center, not on camera but every bit as dramatic as a reality show. Staff described frantic pacing, non-stop phone calls, text messages firing off to anyone who might listen. One ex-worker compared it to watching someone protest capitalism, while simultaneously blaming everyone but themselves for their own business failures. Every broken link, every missing wick, every unhappy customer review quickly became evidence of a deliberate smear campaign orchestrated by Buckingham Palace. As if that wasn't enough, Netflix reportedly declined to feature her lifestyle brand at the upcoming Netflix house in Dallas, a major blow. And according to staff, her reactions grew louder and more frantic, echoing through the mansion's halls. She moved from room to room, demanding answers, growing more exasperated when no one could confirm her imagined plot. Hours went by filled with accusations of betrayal, interference, and sabotage, all delivered in her dramatic Hollywood royal hybrid tone. The tragic irony was that beneath all the uproar lay a truth she couldn't acknowledge. Heritage triumphs. Generations of trust and craftsmanship outweigh glossy packaging and social media aesthetics every time. Royal brands like Highgrove don't need gimmicks. They simply exist and succeed. And it didn't help that online commentators kept mocking the missing wig scandal, even joking that Harry seemed wickless himself these days, completely dominated by his wife. Royal branded products don't need TikTok trends or influencer shoutouts. They simply show up, function correctly, and fly off the shelves. Every wig perfectly centered, every fragrance exactly as advertised. Meanwhile, Meghan's team was scrambling behind the scenes to repair broken website links, respond to unhappy customers, and explain why some candles were arriving without wicks at all. Critics online claimed this was the real Meghan, more focused on fame and optics than substance. To them, her public persona didn't match what was unfolding behind closed doors. According to insiders, the real blow wasn't just about inferior products. It was the painful realization that some things cannot be imitated: heritage, tradition, and generational trust. No amount of money, celebrity status, or smiling Instagram videos could reproduce what Highgrove already had: decades of credibility. Luxury markets reward lineage, not filters. Adding to that, Netflix was reportedly preparing to quietly walk away from her series, heightening the tension in Montecito. And yet, inside the mansion, every glitch, every disappointing sales number became further proof of royal interference. Staff described the atmosphere as surreal and draining, as if they were trapped in a storm with one person convinced the universe was conspiring against them. Sources say the decision had already been made. Netflix was ready to move on. But in Montecito logic, this wasn't business. It was betrayal. Observers joke that American Riviera Orchard has more former employees than functioning products. Staff members who made simple suggestions, check the wigs, test the website, reconsider the $64 price tag, were reportedly treated as if they were disloyal. They tried to help. One former employee called it a masterclass in frustration. Not because the advice was wrong, but because every practical solution was twisted into a narrative of sabotage. Imagine an office where quality control is seen as subversion. That's what insiders say working at AR Orchard became. And the pattern, they claim, never changed. If something succeeded, Meghan took credit. If something failed, the royal family was blamed. Highgrove's long-standing reputation didn't matter. Every win for them was interpreted as a deliberate loss for her. Wickless scandal, sabotage, jam too runny, palace conspiracy, website broken? Surely the monarchy hacked it. The result was mass staff turnover. Talented employees left quickly. Some lasted barely a week, worn down by the constant pressure and hostility. Each resignation was then reportedly repurposed as evidence that spies had infiltrated the business. In reality, it was just burnout and a very normal instinct to walk away from chaos. While Meghan battled imaginary enemies, Highgrove continued selling quietly and efficiently. Their candles were fully functional. Their products didn't create memes. AR Orchard, meanwhile, was still making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Staff joked they never knew whether they were entering a luxury studio or a royal conspiracy bunker. The lesson, for anyone watching closely, was brutal. You can hire the best team, curate the most glamorous aesthetic, and sprinkle Hollywood sparkle everywhere. But if you blame every setback on external foes instead of fixing the root problems, the talent leaves, the brand collapses, and the candles remain wickless. Poor Harry and the Montecito paradox? Sources say Harry is stuck in a strange position. He sees the issues clearly. He understands the royal retail landscape, the importance of quality, reputation, and execution. But speaking up is reportedly dangerous. Staff claim that even gently disagreeing might trigger an argument. So he stays silent, nodding through Meghan's theories about sabotage, even when he knows full well that Highgrove isn't plotting anything. He knows the Wicks are the issue, not the Windsors. He understands that luxury success depends on trust, not Instagram stories. But saying this out loud is apparently off limits. Privately, insiders say he vents to friends, lamenting the lack of strategy and the refusal to address basic business principles. One source described it as, watching someone witness a car crash they know how to prevent, but aren't allowed to touch the steering wheel. His silence has become a survival tactic. If he speaks up, the marriage suffers. If he stays quiet, the brand implodes. A no-win scenario. And the market's verdict? Brutal indifference. The public isn't angry, they're simply uninterested. Most people scroll past AR Orchard's Instagram posts with a mix of bewilderment and mild amusement. The wickless candle became a meme. The jam that wouldn't set became a running joke. Meanwhile, Highgrove sells out without saying a word. Luxury consumers don't care whose feelings are hurt. They don't care about palace politics or Hollywood narratives. They want quality, stability, and trust. And AR Orchard isn't delivering any of that. One customer even tried to request a refund, only to learn Meghan's website doesn't allow returns on those products. Another blow to credibility. Insiders say Meghan's biggest mistake isn't the candles, the jam, or the pricing. It's the constant victim narrative. Every minor failure becomes proof of royal sabotage. Every bit of competition becomes an attack. Every customer who picks another brand is said to be choosing sides. But luxury buyers don't want to buy into emotional chaos. They want a product that works. Meghan keeps running AR Orchard like a reality TV subplot. Emotion first, fundamentals last. And the result is predictable. The audience is moving on. Influencers, Hollywood contacts, even Netflix executives are reportedly exhausted. Drama might generate headlines, but it doesn't build a brand. Highgrove sells heritage. AR Orchard sells crisis. The harsh reality. No one is coming to rescue American Riviera Orchard. Luxury success requires quality, reliability, and quiet confidence. Wickless candles, broken websites, and endless excuses don't stand a chance against centuries of royal craftsmanship. Until she understands that quality, not conspiracy theories, drives luxury sales, Royal Collection will keep outperforming her quietly, while she remains in Montecito, analyzing candle wax as if it were intelligence briefing material. The Royal Christmas Special? They probably already know next year's date, because venues like the Royal Albert Hall need to be booked far in advance. Hollywood isn't a monarchy, but it has its own hierarchy and unspoken rules. And Meghan seems to be learning the hard way that non-stop drama isn't the same as credibility. Even Harry and Meghan's team has been criticized for trying to pin their business failures on the royal family instead of acknowledging their own basic mistakes. Meanwhile, Catherine stepped out looking effortlessly stunning in her latest public appearance. And insiders say Meghan's A-list friends and industry contacts have started quietly distancing themselves. The Kardashian episode is a perfect example. What should have been a simple, friendly moment at Kris Jenner's birthday reportedly turned into a PR mess. Meghan allegedly demanded photo edits, overshadowed the guests of honor, and reminded everyone that chaos tends to trail her wherever she goes. Observers say this behavior isn't new. Hollywood insiders are increasingly annoyed by the constant chatter about royal conspiracies. Every little setback is framed as sabotage, and the ongoing Montecito turmoil makes collaborations feel risky. Imagine trying to organize an event with someone who assumes every celebrity and royal is secretly working against her. It's exhausting. Even small things become complicated. Meghan can't simply embrace the word Christmas, even when filming a Christmas special. Instead, she keeps referring to the holiday season, which frustrates people watching her content because it feels strangely forced and overly curated. The irony is brutal. Meghan has everything most new brands dream of: fame, visibility, connections, and a huge built-in audience. Yet insiders say her constant drama is ruining that advantage. People who once jumped at the chance to appear in her content now quietly step back, decline invitations, or avoid getting involved altogether. Hollywood sources describe the Montecito environment as a ticking time bomb. Offer advice. You risk being accused of betrayal. Provide constructive criticism. It's labeled sabotage, a minor logistical mistake. Suddenly it's evidence that Buckingham Palace is orchestrating her downfall. Even those who genuinely want to support her are reportedly giving up. One insider summed it up this way: people thought they were signing up for a lifestyle brand. Instead, they walked into emotional turbulence, conspiracy talk, and candle chaos. And that candle fiasco has become symbolic. Nothing seems to light up. Nothing gains traction. And nothing performs as hoped. When customers click the As Ever website to report a damaged product, like a candle missing a wick, the link itself doesn't even work. Meanwhile, royal brands operate effortlessly. American Riviera Orchard struggles with wickless candles and jam that refuses to set, while Highgrove and Royal Collection continue selling out with zero theatrics. That kind of quiet, competent performance makes Meghan's public drama look increasingly unprofessional. The glamorous Montecito lifestyle may look picture-perfect on Instagram, but behind the scenes, staff are quitting, friends are withdrawing, and the brand is limping forward. And while AH Orchard battles meltdowns and memes, royal merchandise continues selling steadily. The candles may be wickless, but the drama, that flame burns bright. Industry observers say Meghan needs to step into the factory and fix the basic issues because this situation is unacceptable for any brand, celebrity-owned or not. It's also disappointing for her customers, many of whom aren't influencers and simply trusted her name enough to spend money on a product. Her Netflix partnership with Harry was supposed to be their big break, a creative empire, a chance to tell their stories and build a powerful brand beyond royal gossip. But sources say Netflix is growing tired. The chaos around each project reportedly causes delays, PR headaches, and meetings that spiral into talks about royal plots rather than production details. The upcoming holiday special? Not even a full series, just a 57-minute segment. And even then, patience is wearing thin. Deadlines slip, strategy is unclear, promotion is inconsistent. Every problem gets blamed on palace interference, and executives are reportedly rolling their eyes behind closed doors. Insiders say the core issues aren't creative, they're operational. Script timelines fall apart, marketing plans collide with major UK broadcasts, and internal meetings turn into debates about royal sabotage. Netflix can handle diva behavior, but even they have limits. And through it all, Meghan keeps calling it the holiday season, prompting fans to groan. One critic said, "If she calls it a holiday tree, I will scream. It's supposed to be about spending time with loved ones. But instead of focusing on connection, everything becomes a production." And here's the real twist. Netflix isn't a philanthropic organization. They invest millions with the expectation of a return. They want viewers, engagement, and new subscriptions. When your biggest marketing headlines involve wickless candles and speculative royal sabotage, the numbers are bound to look uncomfortable. That heartfelt moment at the kitchen counter? It didn't land. The gazing into the bowl wasn't magical. It was awkward. He wasn't exactly holding eye contact. In fact, he looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. According to insiders, The Sussex strategy borders on parody. While Highgrove quietly wins the retail game without noise or tantrums, American Riviera Orchard seems determined to post every meltdown publicly, as if it's part of the brand identity. Netflix executives reportedly cringe watching these theatrics, fully aware that social media drama does not convert into views or credibility. Even their children's notes to Santa become strange PR moments. Meghan couldn't simply let the kids write a regular letter. Everything had to be staged, stylized, and drenched in perfect cursive. It's cute in theory, until it starts to look more like branding than parenthood. Marketing teams, instead of focusing on audience analysis, release strategies or storytelling quality, are reportedly stuck answering questions like, should we post the meltdown, or did the king personally sabotage this release? Professionals across the industry agree, absolutely not. This isn't just a small error. Consistent mismanagement threatens future partnerships. When every project is overshadowed by paranoia and confusion, studios start asking the real questions. Is this worth the headache? Will the drama overshadow the content? And then there's the perfectionism. Homemade cookies for Santa? Cute. But not when everything has to match the Montecito aesthetic, complete with flawless handwriting and a curated display for Instagram rather than for two small kids. While Meghan posts scandal rants and imagined takedowns, Netflix executives are quietly calculating lost time, missed opportunities, and creative drain caused by non-stop chaos. Even a streaming giant has limits. Timing, too, is everything, and the Sussexes seem unfamiliar with the concept. Meghan scheduled her Netflix holiday release for December 3rd. Just 2 days before Catherine's Westminster Abbey Christmas special aired on December 5th. Catherine's special is practically a national tradition. Families tune in across the country. It trends globally every year, and AR Orchard thought they could compete with that. Industry insiders were stunned. Did they really launch a project against one of the most beloved royal broadcasts of the year? It wasn't bold, it was reckless. Imagine trying to sell 64 candles during a broadcast millions consider a Christmas staple. Social media reacted immediately, not with excitement for Meghan's special, but with jokes about the disastrous timing. Every scroll turned into a reminder of one fundamental truth. Timing matters. Some sources say Meghan didn't even know the broadcast existed. Others say she knew and believed she could compete. Either way, the result was painful to watch. You don't go head-to-head with a legacy brand during its prime season, especially not in December. Netflix executives watched the ratings with dread. And the outcome was predictable. Meghan's release underperformed. Meanwhile, Catherine's special dominated social media, trending charts, and holiday conversations. It was a harsh demonstration of how tradition, consistency, and public goodwill shape viewership. Critics weighed in. The Sussexes don't understand strategy, competition, or timing. One former studio executive reportedly said, "It's like watching someone play chess by moving every piece at random. Numbers tell the story." Meghan refuses to release sales figures for American Riviera Orchard. And insiders say if the numbers were good, she'd be shouting them from the rooftops. Instead, silence, uncomfortable silence. Fans may like, comment, and share your Instagram aesthetic, but they won't buy into repeated failure. And that's the core problem haunting AR Orchard's beautifully staged photos. The wickless candles were just the beginning. Then came the jam, too watery to legally qualify as jam. Then the wine, allegedly sold without proper licensing at a bookstore event. Then the website errors, broken forms, disappearing emails, failed customer service. None of this is royal sabotage. This is the dictionary definition of operational chaos. Luxury consumers don't just buy a product. They buy trust, reliability, and seamless experience. Highgrove offers that. They've spent decades refining it. Meghan's customers are essentially guinea pigs, paying premium prices to test unfinished products. Every broken wick, every glitch, every questionable jar reinforces one truth. This feels amateurish. And here's the most painful punchline of all. Meghan's brand isn't losing to the royal family. It's losing to competence, to practicality, to reality. She keeps entering industries she hasn't studied, challenging institutions with the centuries of stability, and blaming sabotage for mistakes that are entirely self-created. Weekly scandals didn't lose to Highgrove. They lost to heritage, to trust, to execution, to the credibility that comes from centuries of consistent performance.